No one noticed how close I was to fading, with a smile still on my face. I kept walking through the almost color, through the hush before the sound. Somewhere far away a light was waiting, not to save me, just to be found. And I felt it moving under all the weight, under all the gray, like a spark inside the silence, trying to remember how to stay. Where the quiet starts to shine, I can feel my heart returning through the cracks, through the night, through the ache I used to hide. Where the quiet starts to shine, all the broken air is turning into light, into life, into something warm inside. And I know, even now, I'm not disappearing, I'm arriving. I'm arriving. I'm arriving. There were days when every word felt distant, like a window I could not reach. There were moments I believed the silence only came to bury me. But the softest things can change a whole sky. One breath, one tone, one line, and the dark inside me slowly opened when I heard the hidden chime. Now I feel it rising under every scar, under every strain, like a voice inside the stillness, calling me by name again. Where the quiet starts to shine, I can feel my heart returning through the cracks, through the night, through the ache I used to hide. Where the quiet starts to shine, all the empty blue is turning into fire, into flight, into tears I don't deny. And I know, even now, I'm not disappearing, I'm arriving. If I tremble, let me tremble. If I break, let me bloom. I was never made for endless darkness, I was always coming through. Even the silence had a doorway, even the sorrow held a view. And all this time the far off shining was teaching me what hope can do. Where the quiet starts to shine, I can feel the whole world widening in my chest, in my blood, in the tears I've been becoming. Where the quiet starts to shine, every lost and tender fragment turns to gold, turns to love, turns to something I can trust. And I know from here on, when the night is closing, I will listen. Where the quiet starts to shine, I begin again. I begin again. I begin again. I didn't know if I could keep moving through the weight I couldn't name. Every step felt like a question, every breath a quiet flame. But the sky was slowly changing. it's been waiting. I'm still moving. There were nights I almost stopped breathing. In between the silent noise, there were days I couldn't listen to the echo of my voice. But the wind kept on shifting through the walls I built inside, and the quiet wasn't empty, it was asking me to try. Now I feel the rhythm under every doubt, under every fear, like a pulse turning slowly into something bright and clear. I run through the soft light, not to forget but to grow. Every shadow letting go, every hidden color show. As I run through the soft light, with every trembling heartbeat, I'm not losing this time. I'm finally choosing to be, and the world opens wide like it believes me. If I slow down, will it fade away or stay with me in a different way? I don't need to outrun the night, just walk into what feels like a light. I run through the soft light, not as someone I was, but as everything I am, held together just because. I run through the soft light, and the fear becomes a doorway. Every step that I take feels like something I can stay. And I know, even now, I am not behind. I am becoming. Still moving until we were standing on the edge of something neither of us could explain. Every word was slightly breaking. Every silence felt like rain, but the distance didn't mean we lost it. It was space we had to cross. Every step was slowly changing what we feared into a cause. And I felt the current pull me through the air, through the open sky, like a voice hidden in the moment, saying don't stop, don't ask why. The distance we became light, every second starts to shimmer in the dark, in the doubt, in the things we left unspoken. The distance we became light, every fracture turns to color in the sound, in the speed, in the vision. Just a reason to be alive. Every second that we're running is a chance to redefine what we thought was only ending is a different kind of time. The distance we became light. Every shadow turns to motion, into flame, into flight, into something we can follow. The distance we became light. Every silence starts exploding into sound, into truth, into everything we borrowed. And I know, even now, this is where we start, not where we finish. We became the light. After all the noise, after all the motion, there was something left I couldn't name. Not a kind of sadness, not a kind of relief, just a quiet space without a frame. I was standing in between the echoes of the words I couldn't keep, and the air was softly rearranging every piece I used to be. And I didn't need to move, didn't need to run, didn't need to know. There was something in the silence, letting everything just slow. In a place where the sound fades softly, I can hear what I've been hiding. Not in pain, not in fear, just in something gently rising. In a place where the sound fades softly, I can feel my heart returning. Not to who I was before, but to who I am becoming. And it stays without asking. There were moments I tried to escape it, fill the space with anything, but the quiet wasn't there to break me, it was there to let me breathe. And the pieces I thought were forgotten started forming. the sound fades softly. Everything I feared is fading into calm, into breath, into something I'm not chasing. In a place where the sound fades softly, I don't need to keep on running. I can stay, I can feel, I can finally hear me coming. Just stay, just breathe. I remember standing in the silence just before I chose to stay. There was something pulling me backward. There was something saying walk away. Every reason felt like a shelter. Every fear felt safe to keep. But a voice I almost ignored was asking me to not retreat. And I felt the moment right between the breath, right before the fall, where I could lose everything or finally face it all. The moment I didn't turn away, I felt my whole world shifting. Not in force, not in fire, but in something quietly lifting. The moment I didn't turn away, every doubt began to loosen. Every line, every wall, every truth I was refusing. And I knew even then this was where I change, not where I break. There were pieces I was tired of holding like they define who I am. There were stories I kept repeating just to fit into a plan. But the silence showed me something I was never meant to hide. And the fear that felt so certain was just waiting to be tried. Now I feel it clear, not because it's gone, but because I see there's a space inside the breaking where I choose to be me. The moment I didn't turn away, I let everything unravel. Every lie, every shield, every path I couldn't travel. The moment I didn't turn away, I became what I was fearing. Not a loss, not an end, but a voice I started hearing. And I know even now this is where I live, not where I escape. If I run now, I will lose it. If I stay, I might fall. But I'd rather break into something than never feel it all. I don't need to be certain, I don't need to be strong. I just need to be present in the place I belong. The moment I didn't turn away, I can feel the sky expanding in my chest, in my voice, in the truth I'm finally standing. becoming. I've eaten inside a quiet outline, trying not to take too much. Every dream felt slightly distant, like a line I couldn't touch. Every time I almost reached it, something said to stay contained, like the world was only given to the ones who played it safe. But I still keep breaking through the careful lights, through the narrow view, like a light I couldn't silence, like a truth I always knew. We were never meant to stay small. Every little starts dissolving in the sound, in the spark, in the way my heart is calling. We were never meant to stay small. Every door begins to open into sky, into fire, into everything unspoken. And I know this is more than just a feeling. It's a calling. There were moments I almost believed that this was all I could be. That the edges of my longing were as far as I could see. But the quiet never held me. It was waiting for this change. And the fear that felt so certain was just something on your brain. I feel it rising, every perfect spent, every seven nights like a voice inside the motion, turning one into a ride. We were never meant to stay small. Every heartbeat keeps unfolding into light, into sound, into something overflowing. We were never meant to stay small. Every broken part is growing in the direction around, in the life that I am choosing. And I feel everything finding alive. I'm the vision. If I fall, let me fall into this. Not the fear, but the rise. If I break, let it turn into something wide, something alive. I don't need to be stronger, to belong, to be seen. That is always meant to be everything I could dream. We're never meant to stay small. Never hold sky is within me, and my voice in my veins, and the weight I'm finally breathing. We were never meant to stay small. Every shadow turns to meaning. Every doubt, every line, every part of me is singing. And I know from this point I am not holding together. I am becoming. After the light, after the movement, there was a space I didn't expect. Not empty, not broken, just something quiet I hadn't met yet. I was listening to what remained after everything fell away. Not the loud, not the urgent, just what chose to stay. And I felt it slowly, not a rush, not a flame, just a quiet kind of rhythm calling me by name. What still moves inside me isn't something fading. It's a soft and steady motion I no longer need to chase. What still moves inside me isn't something breaking. It's the part of me that stayed when everything else erased. And I feel in this calm I am still alive. There were times I thought the silence meant that something had gone wrong, like the world had stopped responding, like I didn't still belong. But the quiet held a meaning I was too afraid to see. It was never about losing, it was finding what was me. Now I don't resist it, don't try to replace. There is something in the stillness I don't want to erase. What still moves inside me isn't something hidden. It's the thread that kept on going through the dark I couldn't name. What still moves inside me isn't something distant. It's the voice that kept on calling even when I turned away. And I know in this space I am not alone. I don't need to run from silence, I don't need to fill the air. There's a truth inside the stillness that was always waiting there. If I listen just a little, I can hear it clearer now. Not a scream, not a breaking, just a quiet, honest sound. What still moves inside me is the reason I keep breathing. Not in force, not in fire, but in something I believe in. What still moves inside me is the part that never left me. Every step, every breath, every moment that accepts me. And I know from this point I am not returning. I am becoming. Still moving inside me. Still moving inside me. We were running through the half-lit hours, not away but into something new. Every second felt like it was breaking. Every breath was sharper than we knew. There was something in the way the sky moved just before it turned to gold, like the night was slowly opening what we were too scared to hold. And I felt it pulling faster than the doubt, faster than the fear, like a spark turning into motion, like a voice becoming clear. We ran until the light broke into place like a vision. We became the light. When the running finally quieted, when the sky returned to blue, there was something still remaining, something soft and almost true. Not the echo of the louder moments, not the rush that pulled me through, just a steady kind of presence, like it always somehow knew. And I didn't need to chase it, didn't need to try. It was there in the silence, in the space I used to hide. The light that stayed with me was never in the distance. It was here in the breath, in the quiet kind of existence. The light that stayed with me was never something fleeting. Even now, it has never left me. There were times I thought I lost it, thought it faded into air, but the truth was never fragile, it was waiting for me there. Stillness I avoided, in the calm I couldn't trust. There was something gently holding every part I thought I lost. Now I don't resist it, don't turn away. There's that stay with me is the reason I keep breathing. In the calm, in the flow, in the way I'm still believing. The light that stay with me is the part that never left me. Every step, every breath, every moment that accepts me. And I know from this point I am not returning. I am arriving. Still here with me, with me. Didn't notice when it started changing, when the weight began to shift. Every step felt unfamiliar, like a path I couldn't predict. But the air was somehow lighter than the days I left behind. In the silence it felt different, like it wasn't closing in this time. And I took a small step, not because I knew, but because I felt. There was something in the movement I had never really let myself. I learned to walk again in the light, not by running, not by fighting, just by staying, just by breathing, just by letting go of hiding. I learned to walk again in the light. Every moment felt a little clearer, not a rush, not a break, just a path that brought me nearer. And I feel in this space I am moving. There were times I thought I needed something loud to feel alive, but the truth was always quieter, something soft I couldn't describe. And the pieces I was holding on to started falling into place, not because I forced the answer, but because I gave it space. Now I don't resist it, don't turn away. There's a rhythm in the stillness that is guiding every day. I learned to walk again in the light, not as someone I was before, but as someone who can stay, even when I'm unsure. I learned to walk again in the light. Every step feels like a beginning, not an end, not a loss, but a quiet kind of living. And I know, even now, I am changing. I don't need to see forever, I don't need to understand. I just need to keep on walking in the place I choose to stand. Every breath is something real, every step is something true. I am not becoming someone, I am finally becoming me. I learned to walk again in the light. Now the path is all around me, in the air, in the sound, in the way the world has found me. I learned to walk again in the light. Every moment feels connected, every step, every breath, every part of me accepted. And I know from this point I was searching for something distant, like it had slipped away in the noise, in the silence. I kept drifting day by day, but there was something soft beneath it, something quiet but still strong, like a light I almost missed that had been there all along. And I felt it gently, not a force, not a flame, just a quiet kind of presence calling out my name. I was still here all along, even when I couldn't see it. In the dark, in the blur, there was something underneath it. I was still here all along, not a loss I had to find again, just a light I couldn't see through the weight I carried there. And I feel, even now, I was never gone. There were moments I felt uncertain, like I didn't fully belong, but the truth was never distant, it was here all along. In the quiet I avoided, in the calm I couldn't trust, there was something gently holding every part I thought I lost. And now I don't resist it, don't turn away. There is meaning in the stillness, in the choice to stay. I was still here all along, every piece was always with me, every breath, every step, every moment that could lift me. I was still here all along, not a break I had to mend, just a path I couldn't see until I chose to begin. And I know from this place I am finally home. I don't need to be perfect, I don't need to be sure. There's a light inside the quiet that has always been pure. Every moment that I'm breathing is enough as it is. I was never disappearing, I was always in this. I was still here all along, now the world feels a little clearer, in the light, in the air, in the way I'm standing here. I was still here all along, every shadow turns to meaning, every doubt, every line, every part of me is breathing. And I know from this point I am not searching, I am arriving. I was here all along. I was here all along. I was standing at the edge of something I couldn't name, but I could feel. Every part of me was trembling, like the moment was too real. But there was something in the distance calling, not away but through the fear, like a light inside the breaking, like a voice I had to hear. And I felt it rising, stronger than the doubt, stronger than before, like a light I could This is ignition. This is ignition. There were times I almost turned away from everything I couldn't hold. There were nights I thought the silence meant my story had been told. But the quiet never closed around me. It was waiting for this fire, and the fear that tried to stop me was the edge of something higher. Now I feel it burning, not to destroy but to reveal, like a truth inside the breaking, like a wound that starts to heal. This is where my heart breaks into light. Every heartbeat starts expanding. Every breath, every step, every part of me is standing. This is where my heart breaks into light. Every limit turns to motion. In the sound, in the sky, in the depth of my emotion. And I feel everything falling into place, like a vision. If I fall, let it open. If I break, let it shine. I don't need to stay unbroken to know this life is mine. Every moment that I'm breathing is a chance to redefine what I thought was only ending is the start of something wide. This is where my heart breaks into light. Now the whole sky lives within me, in my voice, in my veins, in the way the world has seen me. This is where my heart breaks into light. Every shadow turns to healing. Every doubt, every line, every part of me revealing. And I know from this point I am not holding back. I am becoming. There was a moment I didn't notice when everything felt clear again. Not a change I could define, just a quiet pull within. Like the air was softly opening, like the light was closer now. Not above me, not beyond me, but right here somehow. And I didn't need to reach it, didn't need to try. It was always in the stillness, in the space inside. The way the light holds me is softer than I imagined. Not a force, not a flame, just a feeling I can stand in. The way the light holds me is quiet but never fading. In the air, in my breath, in the life I'm now embracing. And I feel in this moment I am exactly where I am. 'Cause was waiting for this day. In the calm I used to question, in the space I used to fear, there was something gently calling, saying you are already here. Now I don't resist it, don't turn aside. There is meaning in the quiet, in the way I'm alive. The way the light holds me is something I can't believe in. Not a dream, not a wish, but a place that I can live in. The way the light holds me is steady and never breaking. Every step, every breath, every choice that I am making. And I know from this place I am not searching anymore. I don't need to hold the future, I don't need to understand. There is something in this moment that is more than I had planned. Every second that I'm breathing feels like something I can keep. Not by force, not by holding, but by letting myself be. The way the light holds me, now the world feels open wider. In my chest, in my voice, in the quiet, turning brighter. The way the light holds me, every shadow turns to meaning. Every doubt, every light, every part of me is breathing. And I know from this point I am not returning. I am becoming. I was always moving forward like I had to keep the pace. Every moment felt like something I could never quite replace. But the silence taught me slowly I don't need to chase it all. There is meaning in the stillness, in the space between it all. And I feel it settling, not a loss, not a change, just a quiet kind of knowing everything is in place. I don't need to run anymore, I don't need to prove I'm stronger. I can stay, I can breathe, I can feel a little longer. I don't need to run anymore, every step is now enough. In the air, in the light, in the way I've I don't need to understand. There is something in this moment that is more than I had planned. Every second that I'm breathing feels like something I can keep, not by force, not by holding, but by letting myself be. I don't need to run anymore. Now the world feels even wider. In my chest, in my voice, in the quiet, growing brighter. I don't need to run anymore. Every shadow turns to meaning. Every doubt, every line, every part of me is breathing. And I know from this point I am not returning. I am home. No more running. No more running. There's a quiet in this moment, but it doesn't feel the same. Like the world is softly glowing, like it learned my name. Every step that brought me here now, every breath I couldn't see, turned into something simple that was always part of me. And I don't need to hold it, don't need to chase. There's a light inside this moment I can finally embrace. Stay just like this, let the feeling gently stay in the light, in the air, in the colors of today. Stay just like this, I don't need to run ahead. Every step, every breath is enough for where I am. And I feel in this place